Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I now declare this congregation open for the conferment of awards.
Vice-Chancellor, I wonder how many of us here in this hall today had our future lives shaped by an inspirational teacher. Mine certainly was, and I'm sure many of yours were too. Sir John Holman is such a teacher. Over almost 50 years, he's inspired thousands in the classroom and the lecture theatre, but his influence has extended much further to curriculum design, to in-service teacher training, to university strategy, to government policy, to textbooks and much beyond. After graduating from Cambridge, John became a chemistry teacher, quickly rising through the ranks until in 1994 he was appointed head teacher at Watford Boys Grammar School, one of England's most successful state schools. During his earlier years at Watford, John became involved in curriculum development with projects involving Nuffield and Salters, which were influential in shaping a new approach to science teaching, which emphasised the key principles behind everyday scientific discoveries. As part of this approach, John co-authored Chemistry in Context, an A-level coursework book first published in 1978 and now in its 6th edition, which has sold over 500,000 copies worldwide. Then, in 2000, John was appointed as the first Salters Professor of Chemical Education here at York to teach undergraduate chemistry and to lead the Science Education Group. John's lectures are in chemical thermodynamics. This is a notoriously difficult subject to teach, but John's lectures are renowned, particularly for his scientific demonstrations. I leave it to your imagination to work out which chemical principles the screaming jelly baby experiment exemplifies, or the Diet Coke and Mentos eruption. But when you see 200 or so of our first-year students gathered round John in the quad, as a huge plume of gas and Coca-Cola jets into the sky, this makes you believe in the Socratic method of teaching. It also makes you run for cover. At the same time as the teaching, John led the team that produced the influential 21st Century Science GCSE curriculum, as well as developing A-level programmes in physics and biology. He also co-authored an undergraduate chemistry text, Chemistry Cubed, the current UK market leader, which has been translated and adapted in several overseas countries. John also popularises science with a range of general lectures, including the chemistry of beer and the mystery of the champagne bubble, which have entertained and edified a range of non-specialist audiences. His lecture, Chemistry at Christmas, is one of the highlights of the year for our undergraduate students, who are enthralled by the topics and demonstrations, which include making ice cream using liquid nitrogen, just like Heston Blumenthal, and then the audience gets to taste the ice cream he's made. Over the years, John's contacts with the Salters Company grew stronger, and he became master in 2012, and more recently chair of the Salters Institute board. Under his guidance, the Salters Institute is exploring many new directions, for example, by piloting chemistry camps in India and by developing schemes to support technicians and apprentices in chemistry. Well, that's enough for one career, I can hear you all thinking. But no, John was plotting even more ambitious plans. His vision was to establish a national science learning centre in York with extensive regional links to provide a programme for professional development and reinvigoration of UK science teachers. In 2003, a £25 million Wellcome Trust bid to establish the NSLC was successful, and John was appointed as the centre's founding director, responsible for designing and building the centre, appointing its 60-odd staff, and setting up a network of regional science learning centres. And in 2008, John secured additional funding from the Gatsby Foundation to create the National STEM Centre at York, extending the remit of the NSLC to mathematics and technology. In my opinion, the contributions of the National Science Learning Centre to the rejuvenation of UK science teaching cannot be overestimated. Well, John's contributions were widely recognised. In 2006, the Department of Education appointed him as its first national STEM director to advise ministers on policy in science and mathematics education. This obviously went well. John was knighted in the 2010 New Year's Honours List for services to education. This goes with John's many other awards, too many to mention here, but most recently the Kavli Education Medal of the Royal Society. In September 2010, John retired from his NSLC and government posts and was appointed Emeritus Professor at York, where he continues to teach undergraduates to this day. He also has a number of national advisory roles with the Wellcome Trust, the Natural History Museum, the Royal Society and the Salters Company. John continues his evangelical mission to make science engaging to all, to further the professional development of science teachers and to influence policymakers. Also after retiring, John was invited to convene a university working party to plan a new natural sciences degree here in York. This was very successful, and the first intake of this degree has just completed their first year. And in 2015, he was elected President of the Royal Society of Chemistry for a 2-year term, which began this month. Some retirement. Vice-Chancellor, it is a great privilege for me to present to you Sir John Holman, educator, founder of the National Science Learning Centre, government advisor, but first and foremost, an inspirational chemistry teacher for the degree of Doctor of the University honoris causa.
Through the power vested in me by the University of York, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of the University honoris causa. Many congratulations, John.
Well, thank you, Vice-Chancellor. Thank you, Richard. It's an enormous pleasure to come here and have the university do me this honour, but really it should be me honouring the University of York for all the great opportunities that it's given to me, some of which you've heard about. It was David Waddington, then head of chemistry in the 1980s here at York, who first got me involved in writing chemistry curricula with the Salters Company. And then in the year 2000, as you've heard, the university under Vice-Chancellor Ron Cook appointed me to be the first Salters Professor of Chemical Education. And it was that point that I made the transition, which not many school teachers have the opportunity to do, from school to university. And of course, that was for the second time in my life I made that transition. Then in 2003, along came the chance to bid for the Wellcome Trust contract to build the National Science Learning Centre. And with powerful backing from the university, and particularly Vice-Chancellor Brian Cantor, we won it, we built the National Science Learning Centre, and from that came all the work that I've had the opportunity to do on policy and with the government. But above all, the university gave me the chance to teach undergraduates. For someone who'd taught in schools for over 30 years, this was a great experience, and I still remember the extraordinary feeling of walking into a lecture theatre and giving my first lecture to over 100 people, all of whom were apparently listening to every word I had to say. And that's a very unusual thing for a school teacher to experience. I still do it. I still get great pleasure from lecturing to undergraduates. There's a special joy in teaching the subject you love to people who've chosen to spend 3 or 4 years studying it. I've had many great moments teaching chemistry here, but perhaps my proudest was when the second-year students one year convened their own teaching awards. And I was told I'd been nominated for one. So I turned up for the ceremony, and I was told I'd been awarded the prize for the best joke or anecdote. And I couldn't have been more pleased. I don't have time to tell you the joke or anecdote, but I'm happy to do that afterwards if you like. So congratulations to all the students who are graduating today with me, including the chemists who I've played a small part in teaching. Congratulations to you all. You've studied hard for your degree, unlike me, and I congratulate you on what you've achieved, and I wish you every success. The greatest satisfaction in my career has come from being part of a community of people who love their subject, as well as being a member, for me, of the teaching profession. I hope that whatever profession you choose, you will feel that satisfaction too.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ensemble Eonomy will perform Ubi Caratus by Maurice Duruflé.
Et amor I'm driving up and down the same old strip. I gotta find a place where the kids are hip. My buddies and me are getting real well known. Yeah, the bad guys know us and they leave us alone.
I get around,
round, round, I get around. Get around, round, round, I get around. Get around, round, round, I get around. Get around, round, round, I get around. I get around. Get around, round. Wah, wah. Wah, wah. Wah, wah. We always take my car 'cause it's never been beat. And we've never missed yet with the girls we meet. None of the guys go steady 'cause it wouldn't be right to leave the best girl home on a Saturday night.
I get
Get around, round, round, I get around. 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 I get around. Get around, get around. Round, round, get around, I get around. Get around, round, round, 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 I get around. I get around.
As we celebrate the achievements of students, we also want to recognise the staff who have contributed to your success. York has an outstanding record of teaching excellence. What students will remember long after graduation are the individual members of staff and postgraduates who teach, who have supported, challenged and inspired them. The Vice-Chancellor's Teaching Awards recognise and reward both individuals and teams who have made an outstanding impact on the student learning experience. All holders of these awards have demonstrated excellence in their teaching or the support they provide for learning, delivered with energy, care and commitment. A Vice-Chancellor's Teaching Award has been made to Dr. David Pugh from the Department of Chemistry. A Vice-Chancellor's Teaching Award for a postgraduate student who teaches has been made to Sam Thompson from the Department of Physics. A Vice-Chancellor's Teaching Award has also been made to Dr. Alex Brown from the Centre for Lifelong Learning, who's unable to be here today. We congratulate him on his achievement too.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honour to present the following candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry. For research in new applications of tempo in organic synthesis, Joseph Atkin. For research in characterisation of urban and remote atmospheres, Rachel Dunmore. For research in structural studies of DNA replication regulators, Katie Jameson. For research in rhodium CH insertion approach to natural products, Matthew Lloyd. For research in exploring the intrinsic disorder of the hasps, Sophie McKenna. For research in nanofabrication of supramolecular envirogels, Babatunde Okazola. For research in nickel nanoalloy electrocatalysts for solar fuels, Natalie Pridmore. For research in the development of novel palladium catalysis, Alan Rear. For research in chemical analysis of archaeological artefacts, Rachel Smith. For research in structural studies of alpha-fucosidase enzyme, Daniel Wright. For research in discotic liquid crystals, thermodynamic behaviour and miscibility, Tingxun Zhong. For research in microwave-assisted pre-treatment for C4 plants, Zongyuan Zhu. For the degree of Master of Science by Research in Chemistry, Jamie Caldwell. Amy Folds. Golda Mensah-Bonzi. Belina Sitole. For the degree of Master of Chemistry in Chemistry, Samuel Andrew. Helen Arkless. Alexander Billings. Amy Bishop. Samuel Black. James Burrows. Abigail Berstein. Martina Conti. William Drysdale. Megan Evans. Andrew David Fallow. Amy Flynn. Luke Gibson. Niall Grant. Matthew Hawkridge. Matthew Jones. Thomas Lockery. Morgan Manning. Jessica Mason. Jay Mystery. Bethany Needham. Matthew Parker. Sam Parkinson. Thomas Sheridan. Martin Stewart. Stephen Swift. Helen Wallace. Daniel Wrigley, Nicholas Yates. For the degree of Master of Chemistry in Chemistry with a year abroad, Nicola Yesu Nelson. Samantha Barber. Andrew Burke. Matthew Cheeseborough. Jack Forden. Chloe Francis. Laura Kemp. Neil Lawrence. David Mays. Robert Mothersole. Rupert Proctor. Nicholas Smith. Rosie Teal. Adam Thickett. Christopher Thompson. Sarah Watson. For the degree of Master of Chemistry in Chemistry with a year in Industry, Nathan Alcock. Tom Armstrong. Sophie Aiscough. Daniel Barker. Aaron Barnes. Chloe Bartlett. Harriet Bilsby. James Brayley Partridge. Jordan Brannick. Alina Chipitu. Zoe Coburn. Jennifer Cooper. James Cosby. Eleanor Daly. Mark Dowsett. David Hamilton. Robin Hartley. Samantha Heath. Jordan Herod. Yasmin Johns. Anna Grudzinska. Antoine Lacour. Daniel Lewis, I'm sorry. Rachel Livesey. Christopher Maddox. James Olrenshaw. Alexander Paget. Madeline Partridge. Hannah Quigley. Jonathan Ruffle. Lawrence Saunders. Lois Scarth. Matthew Skeets. Megan Spencer. Freya Squires. Nicola Staling. Honor Stott. Caitlin Swaby. James Sykes. Harriet Thomason. Kyle Thompson. Oliver Turner. Kelly Waters. Charles Watson. For the degree of Master of Chemistry in Chemistry, Biological and Medicinal Chemistry with a year abroad, Christopher Orme. For the degree of Master of Chemistry in Chemistry, Biological and Medicinal Chemistry with a year in Industry, Patrick Denaney. Ryan Gray. Catherine Norman. Mark Petchey. For the degree of Master of Chemistry in Chemistry, Resources and the Environment, Michael Austin. Hoikit Nicholas Chong. For the degree of Master of Chemistry in Chemistry, Resources and the Environment with a year abroad, Richard Jarvis. Charlotte Jones. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Christopher Boxall. Jack Buckley. Jiren Chen. Wai Chi Chung. Aurelia Claudia. Nicholas Cox. Gemma Deed. Kerry Sels. Matthew Fancy. Joe Fox. Yi Gao. James Haynes. Katie Hollies. William Johnson. Louise Miller. Amber Moores. Ashby Moss Robbins. Olivia Newport. Jack Partington. James Perry. Matthew Plant. James Rose. George Short. Matthew Tandy. Nathan Thompson. Chiang To. Ruth Tyson. Mungo Walls. Ross Wilkinson. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Biological and Medicinal Chemistry, Kin Poon. Hannah Rafferty. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Management and Industry, Andrew Balson. Philip Cowman. Alex Rapley. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Christopher Ward.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honour to present the following candidates. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Physics, for research in ultra-intense laser plasma interactions, Reem Al-Radadi. For research in upstream waves in laboratory astrophysics, Robert Crouston. For research in magnetic reversal properties in recording media, Matthew Ellis. For research in atomic structure of half-metallic interfaces, Daniel Gilks. For research in gamma-ray spectroscopy with exotic beams, Thomas Henry. For research in integrated modelling of fusion plasma turbulence, Jared Leddy. For research in nuclear physics, specifically nuclear astrophysics, Karine Simba Nasangu. For research in shaping light beams with dielectric metasurfaces, Dan Stellinger. For research in resonant grating surfaces for biosensing, Graham Triggs. For research in alpha spec and beta delayed fission of astatine, Victoria Truesdale. For the degree of Master of Science by Research in Physics, no. For the degree of Master of Physics in Physics, no. Sorry. For research and development of novel scintillator detector, Nurai Yavuzukanat. For the degree of Master of Science by Research in Physics, Bo Yor Yi. For the degree of Master of Physics in Physics, Philip Bentley. Matthew Bodie. Joshua Boothroyd. Harry Brooks. Katie Elizabeth Carnell. Christina Colgan. Joshua Duncan. Kieran Edge. Matthew Greengrass. Daniel Hawkyard. Jack Heighton. Chelsea Ingleson. Xanthi Jackson. Samuel Jarvis. Samuel Kemp. Adam Kerrigan. James Ludlam. Stephen Powell. Laura Price. Christopher Raisin. Arma Rana Desmuka. Jacob Roth. Gregory Smith. Sam Thornton. Luke Townley. James Traynor. Sammy Lee Valder. John James Wilshire. For the degree of Master of Physics in Physics with Astrophysics, Benjamin Essay. Luke Gilroy. Sam Jackson. Joanna Mulclair. Adam Percy. Rachel Wanacott. For the degree of Master of Physics in Physics with Philosophy, Sami Abdul Razak. For the degree of Master of Physics in Theoretical Physics, James Gamblin. Ben Gornall. Matthew Lucas. Harry Philpott. Rory Pond. Amy Skelt. Christina Small. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Physics, Sarah Eloise Armstrong. Elliot Bryant. Gina Cardwell. James Child. Daniel Clark. William Davis. Victoria de Jong Burgess. Thomas Fennick. Luke Goldthorpe. James Greenwell. Christopher Heaton. Balvinda Kaur Kang. Anthony Long. Oliver Mohajiri. David Moore. Zachary Newport. Alexander Rose. Surjay Rakhani. Saul Russell Moyle. Riddhi Seth. Matthew Simmons. Daniel Sutcliffe. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Physics with Astrophysics, Arnoth Goyal. Nathan Mallet. Jasmine Penland. Daniel Rogers. Thomas Schutt. Yu Tuo. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Physics with Business Management, Matthew Walls. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Physics with Philosophy, Christopher Austin. Leif Garib. Benjamin Graves. Danielle Johns. Callum Long. Ruth Matthews. Louis Raymond. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Theoretical Physics, Joseph Gray. Matthew Hosier. Elizabeth Pascoe.
I also confer awards upon those graduates who have elected to receive their awards in absentia. Good afternoon again. What a tremendous day this is for you, our new graduates. Getting a degree from a world-class university like York is, of course, a tremendous achievement. And I want to offer you my warmest and most sincere congratulations. Today we celebrate your talent, your dedication and your hard work. And the university is enormously proud of you, as are your families, your partners and your friends and everybody else who has supported you throughout your time here. When you made the decision to go to university, you made a choice that is likely to have a lasting effect on your life. As I'm sure you know, there are many reasons why people may decide to go to university. Perhaps you came because you wanted to prepare for a career in your chosen field or to improve your employment prospects. Perhaps you came because you were passionate about a subject and you wanted to immerse yourself in that subject. Or perhaps you came to university because you wanted to be independent and move away from home. Whatever your motives might have been, you have in common that you've all been educated at the University of York. And in that education lies the real value of your time here. In recent years, the public discourse around higher education has increasingly revolved around universities as drivers of regional and national economic growth, and around the role of higher education in delivering a highly skilled and highly productive workforce. Now, whereas such utilitarian considerations are undoubtedly very important, we should not lose sight of the much wider relevance of higher education for society. After all, education is a common good that benefits us all in ways that may be very difficult to measure or quantify, but that are certainly no less important. At a time when it is more important than ever that people, societies and countries work together to overcome the challenges facing the world, education protects us from extremism, from intolerance and prejudice. Education makes us better people, and contributing to that mission is among the most valuable things a university can do. People sometimes say that universities are self-contained bubbles, inward-looking communities, obsessing about abstract theory, preparing students for exams, and working on research that has relatively little relevance for the everyday challenges that face the world. Of course, nothing could be further from the truth. Through fundamental and applied research, universities play a major role in solving the many challenges that face humanity. And these challenges, as I'm sure you all know, are stark. Global inequality keeps growing. The gap between the richest and the poorest is now higher than it has ever been. Climate change threatens our ability to produce enough food and clean water for the world's growing population. In many of the world's megacities, pollution is so great that human health is at serious risk. We've seen the largest mass migration of people since World War II, affecting many of the poorest regions in the world. We have an aging population, which has implications for our healthcare systems and more generally for the distribution of society's resources across the generations. And at the same time, we see a rising distrust of evidence and expertise in policymaking, a distrust that has led to a lack of engagement in democratic processes and the emergence of disenfranchised groups who feel alienated and marginalized from society. These are very serious challenges, and we will have to face up to them. Now, I am a great optimist. I really believe that we will find solutions to all these challenges, step by step. But most importantly, through your education here at the university, every single one of you can make a contribution to this, a real contribution. As you move on, I can assure you that you will continue to discover how much you have been affected and shaped by your experience here at York, and how that will ultimately have given you the ability to create solutions, to forge collaborations across borders, and to take decisions based on evidence and not on prejudice. Since 1963, we have inspired more than 110,000 people to cross continents and embrace every imaginable job and profession. Now it is your turn to go out and explore new horizons. And as you do, I sincerely hope, that you will carry with you some of the values that mean so much to us. We really like to think that our graduates are special, not only in what they've learned and what they can do, but in what kind of people they are. And in that, I have very high hopes for you. I hope you will be kind and compassionate to others, because kindness and compassion ultimately underpin civil society. I hope you will never forget that the world is a very interesting place, so that you will never stop exploring it and trying to understand it better. I hope that you will enjoy whatever you do, and that you have the courage to change direction if you don't. And finally, I hope that you will have the confidence to challenge and question intolerance, unfairness, and injustice, using your own critical ability and your own moral judgment. If you can do all that, you will make us very, very proud indeed. I also hope that you enjoyed your time at university. I'm sure it was not all spent on hard work, and so it should be, because being at university, of course, is about so much more than study and learning and work. You will have met people who may remain friends with you for the rest of your life. You may have joined some of the student societies, you may have explored new interests. Whatever you did, you certainly will have experienced life in a community that is thoroughly diverse and thoroughly international, with people from all kinds of backgrounds, from all over the world, coming together to engage in university life. And I think that you will find, as you go on, that these experiences have been just as valuable as any formal learning you've done in shaping who you are and what you can become. I look forward to meeting many of you at some time in the future. We do want to stay in touch with all our graduates, and I sincerely hope that you will want to stay in touch with us. We have a very active community of alumni, and they offer opportunities for engagement that will be of interest, I'm sure, to all of you. So for now, I wish you all the very best in your futures. Make us proud, and above all, always strive to be the best you can be, and make sure you enjoy yourselves along the way. So well done, and good luck. May I now please ask that all our guests, not the graduates, only the guests, please stand. And can we now please give our graduates a roaring round of applause, because they deserve it. Will you now all please stand? I now declare this congregation closed.